All right,
Welcome to the Whiskey Vaults.
it's Rare Whiskey Friday.
Yes, and whose turn is it?
I don't know, I think it might be mine. Is it mine?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay.
It's definitely your turn.
Welcome to Rare Whiskey Friday. We're gonna go through and sample a few bottles. Some are large brands. More often than not, they are small brands without a large amount of distribution. If you should be so lucky as to live in an area where you can get your hands on one of these bottles, you're welcome to the review. And thank you to the magnificent bastard who sent it in. Ha!
That was good.
I was going up.
That was nice. That was good. It was good. It was good effort.
I dilly-dallied in the beginning.
He powered
and I-
through
yeah,
the end. He powered through. He's in the red zone.
Oh, I'm gonna move these.
He's in the red zone. Is like, you know what? We got to make it happen. Made it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are both gifts from Magnificent Bastard Brian Smith.
Brian Smith, you magnificent.
Bastard.
Now Brian also sent this, but we're not going to review it. It's a rum.
Oh, Hard Truth rum.
White Oak Reserve rum.
I shall review it from my home.
Made from molasses and cane sugar. Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
Now, these are both from the Hard Truth Distillery. We've had some things from them before, but this is 4-year-old. Not sure where they're getting the bourbon,
Okay.
but they are in Indiana.
Oh.
So I'm just saying.
I mean, it's just cheap shipping
Yeah.
if they're getting it from the MGP.
Yeah, don't actually know, but it's finished and bottled by Hard Truth Distilling in Nashville, Indiana. This one is called Blended and Rested, and I'm actually most interested in this one
Yes.
because I love the art of people taking things that they've sourced and brought and aged,
Yeah.
and then creating interesting things with them.
Blending a new thing with multiple.
Oh yeah, it's just that nice waxy, oily bourbon, right?
Yeah. They did not proof this down either. I look, I'm the proof guy. It's a fun thing for me, probably a lot more so than people that watch the content, but to see how different whiskeys
Present.
behave and
Yeah.
present to different proofs. You know what though? This already on the nose. Did you know the proof?
No?
Already on the nose. What would you guess?
Hang on, the palate threw me because I was gonna guess low, and then the palate is a little 47.
45.
Ah,
45. Now you say you would have guessed low on the palate.
I would have guessed lower. I would have guessed lower till the palate.
Okay. See, for me, the nose has a lot of depth to it.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on.
I agree, but it has this.
I would have guessed like closer to 50.
It has a softness to it. It's complex and there's a lot happening.
Oh, I see what you mean. The ethanol burniness. That,
Yeah, it has a softness to it that makes me think below 50,
Yeah.
probably closer to 40. But then the palate has a little bit of a bing.
Yeah, that is. Look, it's a nice nose. I've had, if this is MGP, I've had MGP proofed here that, at least on the nose, came across as thinner. This is not coming across as thin.
This is molasses, grain, and tea oil. And
You know what? There is a slight rubber layer. You get that?
yeah,
And you said they were blending things.
just the barrels that they sourced.
Fair enough. Yeah, there's a rubbery quality to it for sure.
Wait, did they finish this?
You said blending and
They
finishing.
did. That's what I was like. There's a rubbery note, but I've never found that in a bourbon before. How did they finish it? I forgot. Read
Rubber.
the small print.
Rubber barrels.
Where do I always get that rubbery note? We talked about this before. Rum. I always get it in rum.
Look, you can't ask a question and not give me ample time.
You weren't even attempting.
to search the that's my archive searching face.
It's like the wheel on a Mac.
This is what I do.
Yeah. Or the time thing on a PC.
Just watch. Let me search the archive.
Okay. Looks like you're having a stroke.
Yes, that's how I do it.
Oh, okay.
I stroke out and then I dust off a memory and then I can.
Finished in rum casks.
Okay. Yeah.
That sort of rubbery phenolic metallic note.
Yes.
I get that in a lot of rum.
Yeah. So oh, there it is. Wow. Oh, the moment you said rum, I'm immediately going to the rums because Richard, our bartender over in the tasting room,
Yes.
he often will bring me like once or twice a month. He'll bring
Yeah.
me a new set of rums and he'll try some stuff.
He's a rum guy.
And that metallic, vanilla, caramel, rummy note with a bit of a rubber layer.
We're moving too slow. This is Rare Whiskey Friday.
I haven't even tasted it yet.
Well, you best quit moving, keep moving, because I got to pour you another one right now.
Yeah.
There
Wow.
it is.
That's cool how much the rum shows up
It does.
in a finishing barrel.
But it doesn't
Wow.
show up with sugar. It shows up with the flavor impact of a rum.
Yeah, the flavor impact carries that rummy vanilla, and then the rubber note came through too.
Okay, so the same
Real quick, though.
rubber, phenolic, tea oil.
Real quick though, bourbon and rum can play pretty well with each other.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
Not as much as bourbon and sherry.
true,
Yeah.
but I think there's some worthwhile exploration to be had there.
This
Okay.
is going to trip you out. Initially, it has that same first phenolic blush, but then, what do you smell?
Hold on. Here's a
It's pretty strong. Once you find it, you can't unsee it.
there's a charry smoky
Smoke.
quality. Yeah.
Yes, it's smoke.
What is it?
It's that they smoked their barrels. They did hardwood. We talked about this before. They hardwood smoked the barrel.
Okay.
Then they filled it with the bourbon.
So there was a charred barrel.
Yeah.
Then they smoked the charred barrel?
Yeah, hardwood smoked barrels.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And
That's
you can
it.
smell it for sure.
Wow. I really like the ingenuity of that.
Me too.
I've never heard of somebody doing that.
Me either.
In
Reminds me
actually,
of smoked cocktails.
you know, people talk about, what if we did this? What if we did this? They actually put it in a bottle. Wow. Okay.
Now let's see if it shows up in the taste. Oh yeah, it does.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
It's way more smoky on the taste.
Very smoky.
Way more
I
smoky.
am not sure what to do with that
If you
because
if you like smokiness.
it's ashy though. It reminds me of our experiments that we did here in the early days of the channel
Yeah.
with smoke. What do you call the liquid smoke?
A bit of that, yes.
Yeah, this
So
ashy.
it's pulling a childhood memory that I think I found in a few whiskeys in the past. But in the Ozarks, there's this theme park called Silver Dollar City, and they have things like old-timey hillbilly blacksmiths and log cabins. And this is very much like the smell of Ozark woods. It's in the middle of the woods. You have to drive up into the hills. And it's got like that really smoky quality to it. Yeah, you need to be prepared for a smoky adventure, and that smoke is so dominant that I'm trying to find some complexity of the rest of the spirit underneath that. The smoke is overwhelming. We got to move on.
Move on. You're gonna like this next experiment a lot. These are both from the Magnificent Bastard, John Engman.
Really quick though. Oh, John Amon, you magnificent
Bastard.
If we weren't doing first impressions, you go back to it. It does
Soften and
ease up on the smoke a little bit. Starts to tease out some more of the sweeter notes.
yeah.
But I like the hell that they did a smoked barrel. Okay, what is this?
So this is the Peat Week. You know how Westland does Peat Week every year?
I love that. Yeah.
This is their 2021 Peat Week, which they did remote
Wait,
because of.
Is this Westland?
Yep.
Oh,
Because they did COVID, right?
I love Westland.
So here's the thing.
yes.
I don't know if this is an AB before or after, but it seems like it is.
Okay.
Both of these are single barrels. Both of them are Baird's heavily peated malt,
We're familiar with the Bairds.
right?
Yep.
They're both over 7 years old
That's very old, yeah.
in the Northwest. One finished
Yes.
in rum casks, one not finished in rum casks.
Okay. Once again, this is Rum Week, I guess.
So how cool is that though?
It's very cool, considering how rare it is that we get rum finished whiskey.
These are always hard to open. All right, this is the non-rum Baird's peated.
So you know what I'm looking for in the Westland?
That coffee note. I feel like chocolate coffee.
Nuttiness.
Yeah.
I describe it as nuttiness, coffee, and then chocolate in that order. It's
I think of it
mostly a nuttiness, then kind of a coffee.
As a
and then-
Colombian roast.
Okay.
That has that nutty note
Yeah.
in there for me.
Now, what could throw
Son
that
of a
off?
bitch.
What
Those
could
are
throw that
so
off
hard to open.
is the Baird's
Yeah, the heavily peated.
peated. Man, we've done some experiments. That stuff, it
dominates.
It's for real. Yeah.
Okay, so left, non-rum. There's that.
That's the peat.
We get the same thing, but for 7 years old.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's an ex-bourbon, so it's used oak.
Okay.
Whereas our even like 1-year-old is all new oak. That's why it's so dark.
Yeah.
It's mild on the nose.
For me, I just get the Baird's heavily peated. So what do we mean? What do we say?
61.
We keep saying Baird's heavily peated.
Okay,
What
so
is Baird's?
in Scotland, there's a company called Baird's, Bairds,
Yeah.
that you can buy peated malt in bulk, and you can do varying levels of peat from Baird's malt. Their heavily peated Baird's malt you will find as probably the most sourced peated malt in the U.S.
Yeah.
Most likely coming from Baird's.
And a lot of people are getting it because smoking your own.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have the facilities and a smoker.
And their
you gotta stay
scale.
on top of it, and yeah.
Their scale of production means that the pricing is affordable.
Yeah. So we've done Irish peat, where we actually gone through the process with Andalusia of going through a smokehouse, peating the stuff, smoking the stuff, and then we've also gotten the experimental Baird's peated, and this smells very familiar, but I can't smell any of the Westland stuff that I really love underneath it. Maybe on the taste.
Oh, it's there. There's a hard candy way back there in the nose. Oh, that's just a really peated caramel hard candy. Kind of ashy peated.
And it's
Well, it's got
a bite.
burn.
It's got a bite.
Yeah.
It does have a bite. You know why?
61.4% alcohol.
That'll do it.
Yeah. I add a little water in mine just to let it sit for a second.
I didn't find the telltale note that I adore in Westland. The peat
either.
overwhelmed it.
Yeah, Baird's is very heavy-handed. All right.
but-
I'm going to move to the rum cask finish.
But yes.
But I like it.
If you really like peated
Heavily
scotchiness, I think you're going to find a lot to like in here.
Smell that.
Wait, is it the same proof? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, proof. You said same proof. Roughly, it's 60.8. So
Okay,
it's off by
so-
not quite one.
Close enough. Whoa. Did a rum cask do...
Mount Gay rum.
How did it tame the peat in a rum barrel?
Oh, and it did in the taste too.
It really... Hold on. If this is the same amount of peat...
It is. I think they're both Baird's heavily peated.
And if they made the cuts in the same place, this rum barrel this is freaking a magician level of pulling the reins back on the peatiness.
This is why I wanted to refinish all of our overly peated barrels.
Okay.
Because I think it'll do that.
A rum barrel?
Oh, well, port. For us, port. But yeah,
Look.
for these guys, rum. Yeah. You taste it. It tamps down the peat even in the taste. It adds a whole other layer of almost banana,
Oh.
right? Not quite banana, but almost that kind of, not tropical fruit, but
Yeah. So the peatiness, it's coming across as like 50% less intense on this rum.
yeah. I gotta say, these are maybe the lower end of my favorite Westlands that normally we get Westlands and I just love everything there is
We
to
can't
touch.
say enough not nice things.
But these two, I don't know, man.
Here's the thing. When it comes to, I agree. Like I have almost all the other Westlands are going to be my favorite. I think this
Very
is
high standards.
a funky, interesting experiment, diving headlong into peatiness. And I will say, whenever you're doing something like a peat week, it's kind of like you want to do an experiment. And an experiment, it's
Who
not
knows?
always going to turn out amazing. But I think if we're looking at it within the context of an experimental release,
Yes.
the most interesting thing I'm taking away from this is what the rum barrel did.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
So finishing
Yeah.
can really put the peat in its place.
When I'm saying specifically finishing in a rum barrel.
Yeah, but I'm saying in general, I've seen this. This is what you love about Black Art. This
Yeah.
is what you love about Octomore.
Yeah.
Is the sherry casks
Yeah.
and the sweetness of them, the port casks.
Yeah.
It tamps down the drama of the peat and makes it more accessible,
Okay.
I think.
All right. All right. So that's a thing that happened.
There you go.
Here's dividing, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, I fight for a friend.
Steal, may you steal your lover's heart.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.